Wow, it's time for another show full of tips and ideas from the sales growth leadership expert, Dean Akers. Known for his experience in hyper-growing companies and creating cultures for high-performance teams, here's Dean.
Well, welcome to this week's show of the Sales and Leadership Ninja. I'm Dean Akers, your Sales and Leadership Ninja instructor. This week's show, as most of my rants, are always something that I start to see that I think can help all our sales and our leadership ninjas out there. This week's show is, quote, it's right under your nose. That's right, it's right under your nose. So you're probably sitting there watching going, what do you mean it's right under my nose? Well, I'm going to share with you this past week. And by the way, this isn't just from this past week. I've seen it for my career. And what it is where opportunities, things you want to get accomplished and stuff are just right under your nose. More so today than ever is that more applicable in the fact that we have technology and stuff that just makes all kinds of cool things available to you. This week, I've had a number of instances. One of them that really rang true, and I found this to be true with a lot of people, is the time. Well, our last visit was on the 10 minutes a day. We all have 10 minutes a day, and so we're not going to go into that rant, but remember, you all have 10 minutes a day. But what happens is we sit there and use time as our excuse, but then we don't look at what's right under our nose. A couple examples this week. One of our teams was talking about, well, I don't have time to write emails. Emails are overwhelming me. I'm in this particular instance, this individual was in the field. I don't have my computer and blah, 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 blah. So I said, really? Are you familiar? Do you have a phone similar to this? And he said, of course I do. Everybody does. So we went on the phone and I said, okay, can you send an email? So he pulls up his email program. I said, send this other person an email. So he brings it up. It comes up their name, just like he knows how to do. He does it on his laptop, and it's got a signature, although we have to improve that some. But at the end of the day, he had it up. I said, now, there's a little icon. There's a little icon on the email at the very bottom. And so we pulled it up, and the icon on the bottom was right next to the space bar. I don't know if this will show up for those that are watching, but it looks like a little microphone. What's on all these programs? So we sat there and we took it, and we have the blank space for the email, and you can see it's blank, and we simply said, hi, this is Dean. Can you send me the information? Period. Bingo. Guess what happened? Now it's still doing it. Bingo. Guess what happened there is it's still doing it because I haven't stopped it. I stopped it in less than several seconds. I have a spelled correct email for what I just said, composed, and I hit enter. I could have done that while I was in the bathroom. Well, the folks I shared it with started laughing. Guess what? They never knew they could do this. Where was this technology or this opportunity for them? You got it. Right under their nose. Right under their nose. Then I'm working with another group, another people, and we're talking about, and they're doing this software for their company, and their company's telling them, and da-da-da, you got to use this software. So I'm kind of siding with them and saying, wow, this software sounds onerous, sounds bad, blah, blah, blah. I went and I looked up the software. What had 500 five-star ratings. 500 five-star ratings. And it had to do with contacts. So I look it up and I buy it and I go, oh my God, this software was right under my nose. I've used contact software for a long time. I use it. I use the technology. I believe in it. But this software called Contacts Journal CRM was right under my nose. It syncs on my computer, my iPhone, my iPads, all the different things, and it allows me to do everything, attach files, do everything that I could ever dream of, all right here. very easy, very interfacing with all my other apps. And guess what? You got it. It was right under my nose. And lastly, I work with companies all the time for the last 20 years. And everybody's always wanting to change stuff. Or people are saying what can't be done. Or software, their accounting software doesn't do all the great things they want. On several different occasions recently with clients I help, and I do help clients, and if you ever need help as a company, just reach out to help@adjunctceo.com and I can help you. I can send you a team physical or a CEO physical, either one. Bottom line is in this case, they were wanting to get new software at a very large expense. They told me what they wanted, and I said, okay. So I reached out to our existing software. Guess what? Everything they wanted and more was in the existing software. So I went back. I looked at the two things I've shared with you in advance, and I'm going to talk about this to kind of bring it full circle. Everybody was doing it for somebody else or not having the gumption to figure it out themselves. They weren't looking at teaching themselves, or in the case of companies, there was absolutely no training. It was, here's what we use it. Now, no leaders go, you got to figure it out. They just don't train. And they don't train because they're mean, or don't train because maybe they didn't know to do it. I don't know. But at the end of the day, training is so important, especially with things that are right under your nose. So this week, I want you to go out, and every time you want to say to yourself there's a challenge or something's going on, ask yourself, is there a process? Is there software? Is there somebody around me that are any of these things right under your nose? So assume anything you want to know or do or anything is right under your nose. Hey, everybody out there, I want you guys to have an awesome week. Again, I really appreciate all the emails I get. I love the feedback I get. Again, if you want the book Self-Talk, Think Like a Child, just reach out at help@adjunctceo.com. Send me your email or your mail address. I'll put that in. My team will put it in the mail for you. If you've got a question, if you even want to disagree, again, help@adjunctceo.com. I love the feedback. I love the people that are downloading the show. I love sharing what I find out, and I hope it helps you out. So again, remember, it's all right under your nose.
We hope you enjoyed this week's show. Subscribe today to our podcast and send questions or thoughts to help@deanakers.com. Also, visit us at www.deanakers.com to listen to prior shows and view helpful videos. Also, great tips to download. Thanks again. See you next week.